Hey everyone out there, welcome back to our podcast Between the Hashmarks. We took a week off. It was Thanksgiving, and we hope all of you enjoyed it, enjoyed your family, and you ate well. I think that's a big part about it. Give thanks and eat good.
How was yours?
It was good. I ate a lot. I enjoyed myself, and I got to be around friends and family that I love and care for very much so. So I enjoyed my Thanksgiving.
I did not get a chance to make it home. However, I sat on my couch. I got me a gobbler from the old Wawa. Thank you, Wawa. Very good Thanksgiving. Had everything tacked into one sub. I watched all the games.
It was a
I
fun
wish
week.
they were a little better. But
Yeah, they weren't that
it is
good.
what it is.
But we hope you guys enjoyed it. But we are back for episode number 8, and we have a lot to talk about. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Obviously, we're going to hop right into our hometown team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They did take on the Texans this past week, and it was a nail-biter, Tyler.
They went on the road and they got the game. They did what they were supposed to do. Trevor looked great, starting to get it. CJ looked great on the other side. They both played a great football game. Two teams that easily could make the playoffs, but the Jags take big control of that division now, and that was a big W right there. Big W.
The game had massive implications, like you said. I just echo every sentiment that you had. The Texans, Matt Amendola missing the early field goal off of the turnover from the Jaguars, and then ultimately missing by an inch the game-tying kick that would have sent it in overtime, and it only led to him being waived by the Texans, and then he got signed back to their practice squad.
It's a tough spot too. I mean, they were long field goals. It's not like he was missing shorties.
Tuck would have hit it. Prater would have hit it. Folk would have hit it.
Oh, you mean Stutz? There's only 32 of them in the league. I mean, it can't all be Justin Tuckers. They can't all be Folks. They all can't be. You know what I mean? They can't all be that.
But the thing is,
They took a two-game lead, though.
when you need them the most, they need to be there.
I get it. I get it. They weren't, but now Jacksonville's 4-1 in the division. They're 8-3. They have a two-game lead on the next closest team, which is the Colts and the Texans, both at 6-5. I like both these teams. I think they're both heading in the right direction. The Jags' offense is improving, which has been the issue early on in the year. They weren't getting it done on the offensive side of the ball, but now they get it done on both sides. And Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker are getting after the quarterback. They lead the NFL in pressures, and that defense is leading the way. And when you look at Josh Allen, he looks like he's in the best shape I've ever seen him look over the last.
It just so happens he also has on extra tiny jersey.
So whatever he got on, he's doing right. Because I need to wear an extra tiny shirt. Because I can assure you, I don't look like that.
No, but Tyler is absolutely right. The defense is doing what it is intended to do. Trayvon Walker was picked number 1 overall for a reason, to provide help and be that pressure when Josh Allen can't get there, and they've been doing that.
Right, and when they drafted, we get a lot of talk about Hutch because he's performing now. But when they drafted Trayvon Walker, they said that this was what the future could be because he had the bigger upside than what Hutch had. Hutch was going to be better coming right in. Trayvon Walker, we're starting to see the pressures come from Trayvon Walker now. Just like it took Josh Allen a couple years. I mean, he was putting pressure on as a rookie, but he hadn't reached his peak, and now we're starting to see that peak, and we're starting to see Walker get better, and then you get them both peaked at the same time, and you got Lua Khan in the middle, and you got Campbell on the outside, and you got Andre Cisco. They're all starting to get it together.
It all spells bad for the opposing quarterback.
I love this team. I picked them to win the Super Bowl from the beginning of the season. I'm not even a Jags fan. I picked them, but I also picked the Saints. So what's that tell you? I don't exactly know everything.
Yeah, I don't know about Super Bowl, but they're playing good football. And this was the biggest comparison between Trayvon Walker and Hutch. Really quick is that Hutch was established. You knew what you're going to get from him. Trayvon Walker had the ceiling.
Right.
He's kind of
getting there. He's starting slowly but surely getting up to that potential they expected. And face it, the Jags had that option to take that because they had so many pieces in place already.
And it's already working out. And not to mention their trade deadline acquisition in Ezra Cleveland. Fits in well, high energy, hadn't given up a sack in 366 sacks. I know that because he was a resident and a player for the Minnesota Vikings before he left. Great addition.
And I respect when the Jags realize they're in a spot to go for a bowl. So you go out and you get players.
You have to.
But This is where I hate the New York Football Jets because you're in a spot and then you decide now that you want to bench Zach Wilson after the trade deadline. Like, we already knew he wasn't good enough. What were you guys doing? You guys had potential too. So, Jags, great job. Jets, awful as usual.
But that'll roll right into my segment, when I needed you the most, where were you? Did you come through for your team? And we've already talked about him. He's going to come in at number 3. It is Matt. I can't kick to save my life. Amendola. And he can't kick to save his life because the kicks you miss are what matter, not the ones you make, the ones you miss. So if you get those 3 points back against the Jaguars, now the game's entirely different, right? Like now you're not playing for the tie, you're playing for the win. So Matt Amendola, you're number 3, buddy. You missed it. You missed it twice for 2 weeks in a row. They waved your ass like they should have, and I think the Texans are still great, and I think they'll still make a playoff push. Number 2, for at least 3 weeks now on my list, is Maximilian. Don't even know if that's his real name. Jones. Mac Jones, you are the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I cannot wait for you to be bagging groceries, man. I just really know what's going to happen. And every week, Bill Belichick comes into question because he benches you all the time.
How do you keep benching a guy? Why don't you just start the other guy?
His ass warms up that bench every game.
I'm ready for Malik Cunningham. Forget Zappy. Forget Mac Jones. Let's see what Malik Cunningham
At this
can
point,
do.
start the ball boy. Start anybody.
But Malik Cunningham was looking good in the preseason. Give the guy a chance. I hate when coaches do this. We know Mac Jones ain't good. You know he's not good. That's why he's been benched 7 times.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, Mac Jones stinks.
And then every time Bill Belichick goes, we're not sure.
We're not sure.
Then the week of preparation, he goes, we're going to start him. And then in the second quarter, he's heading to the bench.
After he's turned the ball over 3 times, all right, guys, he just ain't hit today.
We'll try again next week.
We'll try to score 10 points next week.
So Mac Jones is number 2 on my When I Needed You the Most. And number 3, I have to be serious, and I have to say this, and you can break out the sad music, the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh.
I, along with everybody I know and all of the watchers of that Monday Night Football game, had to be put through hell.
Ooh.
An abysmal offensive performance, game plan, execution, mistakes, errors. Every phase of that game, defense looked fine. But once you keep them on the field long enough, they'll give it up.
When I watched that game, I mean, Dobbs did throw 4 picks, don't get me wrong, but like there were some tip balls that didn't go their way, and you got to get some bounces. Don't get me wrong, they did not play good, but the bounces also didn't go their way.
And he's holding on to the ball too long, so.
But that's his game, man. He likes to scramble, he likes to make moves, he likes to improvise.
And that's why everybody's gonna. I'm naming names. Everybody's gonna get a share of the blame, right? Because Kevin O'Connell, why not put him in a position to be successful? He's effective. He's spontaneous. He's quote unquote magical when you put him in the play action boot, when you put him rolling out, let him make the decisions. He didn't get that. He put him in the pocket a lot, and it didn't equate to much success on offense.
Well, they weren't running a lot of plays in the beginning because, they really were turning the ball over, so they weren't running a lot of plays. They did become, I think, the first team of the year to lose without giving up a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Oh, it hurts.
But I don't think that Dobbs it's one game. Like, let's give the guy another chance. Like, we know what he can do. Like, he had some bounces go. He did not have the bounces go his way.
The presser after the game, O'Connell did not commit to him being the starting quarterback after the bye.
O'Connell knows better than that. He's not dumb. I don't know. I think Dobbs still gives you the best chance to win. And he still don't have Jefferson, which they'll get him back after their bye week.
He has been officially activated off the IR.
Right,
he should be coming out after the bye week.
But like when the thing that makes me believe that like you should not, like when the game was on the line and they were playing awful all game long, he went down there and he got the score to take the lead.
Yeah.
And that was important. But at the end of the day, like the defense has to not let Fields find DJ Moore in the wide open middle of the field. I mean, he was wide open.
And the defense played amazing.
I hate it. I'll tell you what I hate it. And this was at the end of the game. Fields doesn't handle pressure well. He never has.
3rd and 10, he had all the time in the world.
3rd and 10, you look like you've been showing blitz the whole time on the last drive. You've been showing, and you pulled out, and you pulled out every single time. If you blitz that last one, it gives his vision now, his eyes got to do something different. His mind's got to go quick, because he had already, in his mind, I'm sure, well, you've pulled out 4 times in a row. I'm sure you're going to pull out again and play coverage. So you got to.
You needed the coverage part. You needed the coverage part. We're good. You needed the coverage part, though.
But yeah, like I said, I would have blitzed. I thought the blitzing was a better option on 3rd and 10 because if you get a sack there, pretty much the game's in hand. You can pretty much do whatever you want.
Not only that, in facing pressure, we saw he turned the ball over twice. Once again. I mean, we're a high percentage blitzing team. It's just overall bad performance. When I needed you, personally, when I needed you, Minnesota, you didn't show up. Get your act together. We still have a pretty good shot to make the playoffs. But the question is, do I even want to see that team in the playoffs? Who knows? Let's keep rolling. Do we have locks of the week? Are we rolling into that? Do you want to do the game?
I would like to give an honorable mention out for one of your when I needed you the most, because college football playoffs is around the corner, and Hugh Freeze. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a worse defense called on 4th and 31 in my entire life.
There's a defensive call on 4th and 30. Wait, just tell me. I want you to tell
31,
me what just happened. You tell me what happened.
You guys played 3 rushers, which is fine. However, the guy in the middle was a quarterback spy. So you think the quarterback's just going to take off for 31 yards. Find that hard to believe, in my opinion, when you got 8 guys running at him forward. That's my opinion. And then you manned the inside guys and played one-on-one man coverage. And on the outside?
That's bad.
On the outside, guys.
I don't know much about defensive schemes, but I don't think you should be doing that.
On 4th and 31, you put everybody in the back of the end zone and go, hey, complete this pass. And you know what I would have done? I'm either rushing a lot of people or I'm rushing nobody. And I'm saying throw the ball.
Now I need to know what was the result of that. Oh, was this the Alabama game?
Alabama play. So obviously Jalen Milroe finds the guy who's man-to-man, and just chucks it at him because he's man-to-man. And
inexcusable.
Doesn't even make sense. It's 4th and 31. Put everybody in the end zone. What are you guys doing? Everybody, don't let a guy catch it. It's very simple.
Effectively, if there's a checklist to ever get fired in any capacity, NFL, NCAA, Pop Warner, if you give up a 4th and 31, I need your badge immediately.
Not only that, do you have a 4th and 31? You have all your guys in the end zone, and they have a 10-yard radius to where they have to get to. Like, it's 31 yards. He's not going to run.
I want you to turn in the team shirt. I want you to turn in the team shoes. I want you to turn in your badge, your key card, your company car. I need all of that.
And can I say that this is a week after they got embarrassed at home by New Mexico State by 21
points.
Oh, Jesus.
Pray for him.
Listen, I don't know if you live in Alabama personally, but you're out, buddy. So go find wherever you live, and I promise you, your bags are already packed.
Just say a nice prayer for him.
Have a good day, sir. Enjoyed your time at Auburn.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Yeah, he's completely
all right, give me something on these locks of the week, baby.
Well, as we break this down, and sports betting now, awesome here in Florida through the Hard Rock app.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We've been doing it. We've been getting it in. It's been fun. I can now talk about my locks of the week in the NFL.
I like that.
I didn't get to put in last week, but Dallas was once again my play because I just don't think you can make the lines big enough for Dallas right now. When they play bad teams, they just absolutely destroy them. That's who they are. Their defense is crushing every single soul. Deron Bland broke the record. Congratulations on that. I knew a guy who had a bet 60-1 for any Deron Bland TD to score a touchdown in that game and hit it at the end for 60-1. So congrats on that.
He
bet.
didn't.
Yeah, he did. The Rock playing 60-1.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yep, pretty impressive. Old 6,000 coming his way on a $100 bet.
Are you serious?
Well, congratulations. That was an impressive.
Hey, whoever you are, man, I need a Chick-fil-A sandwich real quick. Throw me a nice little small fry in there too. I appreciate you.
I start to see, and the NFL starts to wind down, you start to see who the real bad teams are and you start to see who the real good teams are. And so I'm going to jump right. Miami over the Commanders. They're in Washington, but I do not care. The Commanders are terrible. They are out. They've pretty much given up on the season when they traded Sweat and they traded Chase Young. They pretty much had given up on the season, and I saw it against Dallas. The lack of effort was just not there. I think Miami rolls this game. Tyreek Hill, they don't have anybody to cover him. They don't have anybody to cover Waddle. They'll probably run right through that. It's just, I think it's going to be a massacre. It's 9.5. I would take the Dolphins all day and feel very, very comfortable about it.
I think everything he said was spot on.
Yeah, I just don't see how any of the Commanders even come close in that ball game. I don't even.
Dak Prescott has been playing very impressive.
I mean, they could play a man down and still would probably cover 9.5. 10 on 11. Let's make it fair. My next one, Patriots versus the Chargers under 40.5. People are going to think that the Chargers, their offense is really good. Their offense actually isn't very good at all. They have done absolutely nothing on that side of the ball. Herbert has not been himself.
I'm about to look something up.
It's Brandon Staley has got to go. There is no way you can have the talent that the Chargers have and not score. It doesn't make
Blame him.
sense.
His ass is gone, and he know that. That's why he get mad at
everyone's
reporters.
Herbert's elite. Well, they're not playing elite football by any stretch of the
imagination.
imagination.
But somebody smoked him because, real quick, they put a stat out of Herbert's career with the Chargers and his win-loss record and the points scored and points given up, and it is not good.
Oh, no. I don't think that once again, I am not putting it all on Herbert by any stretch. I'm saying that the Chargers should be scoring more points than they are.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up 20 points, they should win a ball game. Like they should. And they gave up 20 points the other night and got beat by 10. So they scored 1 TD, 1 field goal. There's no way with that talent on that side of the football. I don't care if there's injuries or not. Mike Williams is out. I get it. You drafted Quentin Johnston. You drafted Quentin Johnston. He hasn't done anything. He doesn't even look like a receiver. He dropped the ball against the Packers. I mean, the whole team just looks out of sync to me. I'm not impressed by them at all. They have the most talented team I think I've ever seen, but they just don't perform. And it's got to be a coaching issue. It's got to be something that changes. What happens? Keenan Allen's the only guy on that team that has performed to where he should.
And this is the guy that's had 10-plus years in the league.
Right.
So you expect him to be a role player and do his job, and he's leading their wide receivers in every statistical category.
And on the other side of the ball, the Patriots just stink. I mean, they are terrible. They don't do anything good.
No, they're real bad.
Ramondre Stevenson, I feel bad for you, buddy. Like, you should be carrying the ball 40 times a game because they shouldn't throw the ball unless they absolutely have to. Because not one quarterback on that roster is worth 2 cents. I'd say put in Malik Cunningham and see if this guy can play because he balled out in the preseason. I get it's the preseason, I understand, but it can't be any worse than what you're getting out of Mac Jones, who can't move. One, his feet are stuck in mud, and the other one, Bailey Zappi's the exact same way with a little bit more mobility. I mean, these guys make some of the worst throws and picks. The pick when Mac Jones had against the Colts, that might have been the worst interception
the one in the end zone.
Yeah, he threw it 30 yards short of the wide receiver.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't even.
And all he has to do is put it over the DBs, and he catches it free.
But on that note, like the Patriots' defense has still been playing pretty decent. I just don't think the Chargers might score 17, and the Patriots might score 3. Like I just don't see how this over/under gets anywhere over 40.
I fully expect Brandon Staley's ass to be grass.
There's no way you can continue.
Hottest seat in the league, head coaching job is over with. You're done. You can yell, you can scream, you can talk about how you're going to call the defense for the rest of the year. It don't matter. I'll see you on the unemployment line come the end of the year.
You and Josh McDaniels can put your own team together. I'm sure that team will be real good.
You done, man. You done so, man. Give it up, baby.
My third and final lock of the week, locks of the week.
Ooh, I like that.
Dallas versus Seattle. I'm going to continue to ride Dallas like I've done for the past 3 weeks.
That's all you got to do.
-9. Their defense is playing out of their mind. Dak Prescott's playing out of his mind.
-9?
Dak Prescott's playing out of his gourd right now. That dude is insane. At home, I think he's had 4 touchdowns, 3 straight games when he's played at home. I can expect that to continue. I expect Dallas to win this game very handily tonight. There is no Kenneth Walker on one side. Jack Charbonnet is going to fill in again. I don't love what Geno Smith's doing. I don't think that the Seattle Seahawks are anywhere close to Dallas at this moment. So Dallas -9. So mark it down. Miami, Patriots and Chargers under. Dallas -9. I did not miss one when I did this the week before Thanksgiving.
No, you were pretty good.
3-0. Wasn't even a sweat on any game.
You were nice with it.
I would have been 2-1 last week, but I can say what I can say. I can only prove that to you. But whatever. So you got them down. Chalk it up, 3-team parlay, and then just tell me how much money you made at the end tomorrow. Just tell me.
And then send in a little contribution. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get a few camera stands.
After you win a couple billion, you know what? That guy deserves a donation.
Yeah, a few camera stands, maybe an additional mic.
Yeah, like we don't need a lot. We're just trying to get it rolling. You know what I mean? We're trying to do some things. So like when I give you the locks a week and they all 3 come through, all I'm saying is if you go bet in a 3-team parlay, ship the stew.
All right, games of the week. First up, we'll take the hometown team. Obviously, it would have been a more marquee matchup. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow has undergone season-ending wrist surgery, so he's done for the year.
That hurts Chase, too.
And it hurts. Yeah, it hurts a lot. It hurts the Bengals fan base because they were just turning it around. And now their season's effectively over. Like Jake Browning, you can put your chest out. Hey, man, I can get it done. That's great. You're not going to get it done.
You're back up for a reason.
You're back up for a reason, son. Hey, stay in your lane, man. You got too much dip on your chip. So, with that being said, Jacksonville Jaguars Bengals, the first Monday night they've played in 10 years.
Yeah, pretty wild to
Long
think
time.
about. But they got a Monday night game, and then they get a Sunday night game. The Jags do, and I'm going to that one. I can't wait. Jags in Baltimore next week. Sunday night
that's
here
a
in
big
Jacksonville.
game.
That'll be a fun one to watch.
Ooh, I might go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Y'all
Might
might
even
see
do a
us.
little
Y'all-
live show down
y'all
there.
might see us there.
right at the old right in the parking lot, right there by the pond. Might just set up shop and just talk a little
I
bit.
was gonna say you might see us there. It depends on how cold it is. I don't like the cold weather.
I don't give a damn. Bring it
No,
on. This is
I
football,
freeze-
man.
I freeze easy.
All the weather environments, man. Ain't no being
I
scared.
freeze easy, baby. But I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars in that game. I don't think there will be much of a sweat. They'll come inspired to play. They'll come ready to play. And when there's a man down, it does inspire a team to play harder. But I don't think that's going to matter. As Tyler said at the beginning of the show, everything is kind of working the way the Jaguars want. Trevon Walker, Josh Allen, everything we said, we expect that to be the same way going into that Monday night game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking Jacksonville to roll.
Oh,
Baby.
yeah, Jackson. I don't think that's even a contest. I mean, Jake Browning's not going to make enough plays to beat
I
Jacksonville.
mean, his name is Jake Browning.
Jake Browning's been a backup in this league for a long time.
I don't even know who the man is. I don't
From
know
Washington.
Who that is.
He was supposed to be pretty good, but
Yeah,
you know
all
how
right.
that goes.
Yeah, okay. Well, ain't no more to say about that. Jacksonville over the Bengals. We're going to save that one. We'll roll right into Kansas City and Green Bay. I'm going to take Green Bay.
You know what's crazy is I am too. And it's not because I don't think the Chiefs are very good.
I need you to preach right now because you about to talk nice.
No, I think that Green Bay has turned that
Man.
around. Jordan Love's made
Where's
that
the
step.
sweat rag at? Get him right. He's
Listen,
talking nice.
Jordan Love.
Come on.
Jordan Love has taken the step that I didn't think he was ever going to take. And the offensive line is giving him a pocket.
Preach on,
and when
preacher.
you give that man a pocket, he's been starting to sling it. And Jaden Reed, a rookie,
Testify.
is starting to become his favorite go-to guy. Christian Watson, Jaden Reed. Christian Watson finally got involved last week on Thanksgiving.
I'm loving it.
I still blame that loss on the moon.
Okay.
There was some moon thing going on. Detroit is
All right.
0-12
All
on
right.
Thanksgiving during that
Hey,
moon.
it
Make it
happens. It
0-13.
happened.
But
It
whatever.
happened.
Jordan Love took a step in the last couple of weeks, and the Packers offense is starting to get it going in the right direction. It just feels like it's a Green Bay kind of thing to happen.
You're talking real
They
nice.
come upset the Kansas City Chiefs
Come
at
on,
home.
baby. Come on, baby.
I think Jaden Reed has a big game. I think Jordan Love has a big game.
All right, all
and I
right.
think the Packers defense does enough to stop Mahomes, and they'll probably drop 7 balls and lose.
That was the hardest sermon I've heard in a long time. My man was preaching from the good word, and I got nothing to say.
My upset pick of the week.
I agree with every single thing he said.
So you should take Packers money line, I guess. Lock of the week. I don't know about all
everything
that,
he
but
said.
that's my upset pick of the
Jordan
week.
Love turned into everything you said, man. I'm spot on with you, baby. We good. We'll roll. Dallas Seahawks, we already said Dallas whooping
Dallas all
ass.
day, not even close.
Dallas whooping ass. Atlanta and the Jets.
I don't know. I mean, we're only picking this game because it's probably going to be the most competitive. I mean, listen, the Jets' offense is non-existent.
Tim Boyle.
I mean, I was watching the game Friday. It's Good Friday, and I'm thinking, wow, look, the Jets get a pick 6. I said, oh, snap, they get a pick 6. It's 10-6. I said, this game doesn't even look like 10-6, but that's cool. And then they get another pick, and I said, oh, the Jets' defense are going to win this ball
Jets
game.
defense is very
And
good.
then Tim Boyle throws a Hail Mary, and Javon Holland picks it off and takes it
What was that about?
90.
Who was that on?
It was such a
Who need-
Jet thing
who
to
needs
happen.
to see when stuff like that happens? Even in college football, same principle applies. Who's getting fired?
I also understand, like, I get it's a Hail Mary, but, like, where's the effort from the wide receivers to get back and make a tackle? Like, I get it, you're in the end zone, but, like, you should be running forward. Obviously, this ball's not getting to you. Obviously, we should be running forward. We should be making tackles. I just didn't see the effort to make that tackle.
If I'm Robert Salah,
He's gotta go.
If we lose that game, I like him. But if we lose that game, y'all running sprints till your legs fall off. You hear me?
The receivers are going to catch them next time, I can guarantee it.
We running sprints.
I mean, you can't expect your offensive lineman to make a play, and you're not going to expect Tim Boyle to make a tackle.
Effort.
But
That's
effort.
the biggest thing.
Yeah, effort. You got to give effort, man.
When you're on the cusp of preseason to regular season, when these guys are battling to make that 53-man roster, man, you see clips of gunners booking it downfield.
Oh, they're trying to make the team. Yeah.
Trying to make the team.
It feels like when you make the team, then they just quit trying. It's weird. It's not how you keep in the league.
That's not how you do it, especially in that moment.
Well,
but Dallas over Seahawks,
the effort.
Atlanta over the Jets.
I'll take Atlanta also because I just think Tim Boyles. He played at UConn, and I don't think he ever had a better TD to interception ratio. I think that he always had more picks than he did TDs. I don't even know if he's even in the league to begin with.
He needs to sit down.
But somehow, some way, he's in the league. I don't get it.
Nah, he needs to take a seat.
Once again, Jets, put some effort into it. Like, your defense gives their heart and soul. I need their offense to put the damn effort into the
There's
game.
nothing there. You know who everybody's waiting on.
We're waiting for. Honestly, if I were the Jets, I would not start Aaron Rodgers. You are not making the playoffs. You are not making the playoffs.
They're going.
The playoffs are over.
You kidding me? A big market like the New York freaking Jets. As soon as he's ready.
I would also just like to say that I would not put him on that Jets field until they change the field because we just had another Achilles tear on the Jets field. Jalen Phillips, one of the best defensive ends, tore his Achilles. Didn't even get touched. Didn't even get touched and towards Achilles. There's something going on. You guys got to get the field right over in New York. There's too much money, too much of a market.
Natural grass, baby.
You got to get it right.
I don't care how much it costs. Natural grass.
You got to get it right.
You got to get it right.
The league makes too much money to not have every field the exact same. And you pick one where there's least injuries, and you put all that field goes in every single stadium.
I'm gonna need you to just pump a little bit in it. I mean, it's going to be monumental in terms of cost, but
or for player safety, right? There's got to be something to this, like Achilles tear, like something's weird.
I would love to see the list of not only season ending, but IR placing injuries. It has to be through the roof.
They should make these guys put these fields in play.
Yeah, they got to do that. But we're going to take Atlanta over the Jets.
I'm taking Atlanta too.
And then the big matchup and rematch, the Philadelphia 10-1 Eagles against Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams. You know, the gang.
They're back.
The 49ers.
We're going to get to see Purdy play, hopefully, the whole game against the Eagles this week.
Yeah, and that's, man, listen, and this has been voted. This is not my opinion, Tyler. This is not my opinion. The Eagles fan base has been voted by players as the worst fan base in the league.
Did you see the Buffalo game?
Of course I did. Yeah. That little
Marshawn Lynch looking.
Hey man, I really want to.
Like Marshawn Lynch.
I'm asking on my inside right now to just talk nice. This little kid, we've all seen the video, runs up to the guy and wants to shake his hand, give him a high five, flicks him off. He's a kid. The Philadelphia Eagle fan base is just like, I hate the word toxic. They're the worst.
They are.
And it's not even my personal opinion. This has been voted on.
It's toxic.
By NFL players, anybody on board.
Buffalo isn't far behind. Let's be fair.
Buffalo close, but the Eagles take it, right? And they're 10-1, so that's a recipe for disaster. That's all you hear. Philly about to win it, baby. EAGLES. That's great. That's amazing. Well, you've been playing cool.
I think it was Phillips that. No, I was completely talking about something else. But Phillips, apparently an Eagles fan who was down by the field, who was sitting on by the field, I had threatened Phillips and his family.
Yeah.
And it looked like Marshawn Lynch. I mean, I thought Marshawn Lynch was in disguise.
And then here's the crazy
part. But he got pushed.
Yeah, and then he gets in the guy's face, and the guy doesn't move. It's like Philadelphia fans are different.
They're a different breed. I wouldn't want to watch a football game there.
He would have fought him. I 100% believe it.
He wouldn't have won.
No. He'd have lost. But he would have fought.
There's something, but why we're talking about this, because this is something I do want to talk about real quick. This is
What's
wild.
that?
So we had this conversation the other day, and it was, you take one of let's take Micah Parsons, for example. Somebody tried to tell me that Floyd Mayweather would beat up Micah Parsons. And I said, you guys, I don't care if he's boxing or not. I don't give a damn what. I said, Micah Parsons would tip him and fold him like a pretzel.
Yeah, those kind of takes, man, I don't talk to people. Because then, like, what are you talking about, right?
Floyd Mayweather reminds me of the guy, like, and you get in a bar fight and he, like, runs in after fights out and punches a guy and then runs away. Like, that's what he reminds me of. That's who he is.
There's no style of fighting. Micah Parsons get his hands on that bald head, it's over. That's simply it. He's going to rip him apart, bend him into a pretzel.
Hilarious. I said, Micah Parsons, first of all, Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even be dumb enough to step anywhere near Micah Parsons.
Have you seen Micah Parsons? He's a big-ass kid, man, but he's 6'5",
He would look like a cartoon beating him into the ground.
Yeah, that wouldn't listen, that kind of stuff, man, that's crazy. But I do got Philly. I do have Philly winning this game.
I do not.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay, talk to me.
Every time Philadelphia gets into, and this was the gauntlet that we all put in question that I said about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I said, listen, you will understand the value and the worth of this Philadelphia Eagles team based on their next 5 to 6 games. So far, so good. Kansas City, Valdez-Scantling dropped the ball. Hey, wins are wins, losses are losses.
Sometimes you just figure a way to win.
And every single week they find a way to win. Jalen Hurts has been mediocre at best, but he has still found ways to win. Jason Kelsey, 2 false starts. 2 false starts. Find a way to win, right? Like, it's whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, man. They just keep doing it. And their roster is so good.
But I checked it the other day. I think they have 11 one-possession games. They look like they're like the Vikings from last year. And this is my take. The healthy 49ers are the best team in the league when they are healthy.
But they ain't healthy.
They are healthy. You got Trent
Hufanga
Williams
tore his ACL.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about the safety. I'm talking about the big 5. Trent Williams. I'm talking about you got Chase Young on the other side. You got Bosa on the other side. You got Bijan Warner. You got George Kittle. You got Deebo Samuel. You got Christian McCaffrey. If all these guys are healthy, I don't give a damn who they're playing. They're going to win the game.
Yeah. No. I mean, health plays a big factor, and we know it, right? Because week to week, the Jags game, they get back Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams, and they blow out the Jags
in Jacksonville. They're the best team in the league when healthy. Staying healthy is a big part of it in the NFL. That's just stone cold facts.
Man, you can never count out the Eagles, man. A.J. Brown, like, every time you want to count him out, there goes the deep shot. Devontae Williams, A.J. Brown, Zacchaeus. I don't even know who Zacchaeus is.
My boy Julio's out there.
he catches a 35-yard bomb in the back of the end zone like he's been playing his entire life.
That's my cousin's favorite player, Olivita Zacchaeus.
Yeah? I was like, yo, who is this guy? And
he loves that guy.
Every time they find a way to win, I take the Eagles. I take the Eagles in a very close game, and they're going to be 11-1.
I think the Niners are going to win the game, and I think it's because they just are a better team. That's simple. When they're healthy, they're better.
We'll see. Game of the week.
It should be. But moving on from that, I'm giving you my top 5 teams. I'm taking the Jags number 5. Jacksonville is very, very close to making that leap. I'm keeping them at 5 just because I think there's 4 other teams. I think they're an elite football team, but they got smoked by the Niners, and from that reason, I am dropping them down to 5. Number 4, Baltimore Ravens. They run the ball better than anybody. They run the ball better than any team. They don't have to make a lot of plays down the field, and when they do make plays down the field, it seems to be getting the ball in Zay Flowers' hands and having him yak. He yak. That guy's a yak yards machine. He's like a little jitterbug. He catches it, he makes people miss, and he gets in the end zone. Love what Zay Flowers is doing for that football team. And Isaiah Likely is a very, very good tight end. He's finally getting a chance to make moves because no Mark Andrews. I knew Isaiah Likely was he was a guy who was going to make an impact at some point. It took Andrews going down, but he is the guy. Third, I'm putting the Dallas Cowboys in there because they have just absolutely dominated over the last couple games, and Dak Prescott looks like the MVP to me right now. He's out there he looks like the best player. MVP. Dak Prescott right now. He in his last 3 home games, he has gone over 300 yards and 4 touchdown passes over his last 3 home games. Dak Prescott is absolutely putting on a show in Dallas, and I think he continues to do it tonight. Number 2, San Francisco 49ers. Only reason you're number 2 is because you do have 3 L's. Otherwise, I think you are the best team. But I cannot not put the Eagles there. They've earned the right to be number 1, and when you've earned the right to be number 1, you are number 1.
It's on everybody's list. So if it's not, they lying.
1 versus 2, 49ers this week, 49ers, Eagles, 49ers, I do think come out on top and will be my number 1 team next week. Usually when I pick a team number 1, they get blown out by 30. Yeah. So let's see if the Eagles cannot pull that trick.
You do understand, not to understand where you were going. I was holding everything because you made the Eagles that number 1 team going into Buffalo, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, but they held on. They didn't get blown out. They held on.
I was like, man, if they get blown out, Tyler's not going to like this.
My honorable mention team, The Denver Broncos have absolutely turned that
Yeah,
whole
you gotta
season
throw- yeah, you
around.
gotta throw them
I
in.
mean, honorable mention, like the Denver Broncos are 5-0 in their last 5 games, and they beat the Chiefs. They didn't even give up a touchdown against the Chiefs. Russ is out there running around, cooking, throwing the ball here and there. He's doing Russ things. He looks like
good.
the old Russell Wilson.
He looks good.
And Sean Payton has finally figured him out. They've figured out each other. Cortland Sutton's doing things. They're starting to roll, and I like what the Broncos are doing. And I hate the Broncos, but I like what the Broncos are doing.
Yeah, I will say that much before I go into my top 5 teams. Denver Broncos have put together a 4-game win streak. Like you said, all the pieces are coming together. Their defense has always been good. Pat Surtain II anchoring that defense. And then you have Russell Wilson, the $230 million quarterback, who is now
Finally doing it.
kind of showing his worth to the city of Denver. Like, hey, I deserve to be here, and this is what we're going to do. You don't look down the road too much, playoffs, Super Bowl, none of that. But you're glad that you don't look like what you looked like in the first 4 weeks of football. So shout out to Denver, definitely an honorable mention.
I love that. I love that Sean Payton now can actually so I told you, Nathaniel Hackett, you were the worst coaching job.
Yeah, he can talk his talk now. He can talk his trash. It's all
You
good.
can't go up 70 and talk.
But my 5 teams slightly different. At number 5, I got the Dallas Cowboys. While I agree with you, Tyler, they have beaten a lot of bad teams. I think it matters, the big situations. If you're a Cowboys team, you have to think about the future, think about playing in the playoffs, and think about Dak in big situations. He's played good. I will give him that. I'm not taking anything from him. But when it matters the most, will he show up? That's the big question. These teams have been bad. We need to see him in those marquee matchups
He's had one bad game.
later on in the year. And let's
One bad game.
see what he gets done. The defense wreaking havoc. Everything looks good. Deron Bland
Ron Bland.
looks like Michael Jordan out there. I don't really know what that means because he never played football.
He has
but
more touchdown catches than some team's whole
the,
wide receiving
the
core.
stat is astounding. He looks great, and it's crazy because he steps in for an injured Trevon Diggs, and he looks absolutely amazing. So, big part of that defense, man, they're balling out. Dallas is my number 5 team. Number 4, Detroit Lions. They lost Thanksgiving. I understand that. It was unfortunate, but like you said, the moon might have been facing 35 degrees left. And
I forget there was something with the moon, and they were 0-12 on
That's
Thanksgiving
what I'll
when
have
the
to
moon
chalk
did
it up
that.
to.
And then guess what? They went 0-13. They're 0-13 when the moon does that. I don't know. It's a moon thing.
And listen, I'm going to take it for that. I think Dan Campbell and this team are great. I think Aiden Hutchinson, that defense is great. Jared Goff, I think they're good.
Starting to make mistakes.
Yeah, and I think they'll clean it up, and I think they'll get their act together. I got them at number 4. I understand they lost.
That's a ballsy.
Number 3, the San Francisco 49ers. Trent Williams, Debo Samuels, Christian McCaffrey.
It's a San Francisco treat, man.
That's it. When you come to town, you're gonna get a steady helping of all 3 of them.
Like rice roti.
I'm telling you, hey, break out your big spoon. I got the plate. You're gonna get all of them. I'm gonna give you a little bit of Hufanga. Oh, sorry, he's injured. I'm gonna give you a little bit of Fred Warner. I'm gonna give you a little bit of Ward. I'm gonna give you a little bit of Chase Young. Everything.
You think we can patent that?
Maybe we'll see.
Rice roni. For the San Francisco
Hey,
treat.
put a little box right there. Put a little box right there. That would be cool. But I got the San Francisco 49ers, San Fran. Number 3, number 2, the Ravens. They're playing great football. Zay Flowers is exactly as whoever it was, the analyst that said he's a human joystick. He catches the ball in space. It is over. Cash it out. Unplug your game. Turn your phone off. Put it on airplane mode. Whatever it is that you need to do, you check out. You're not gonna catch him.
He's stud.
And their defense is playing good. Odell Beckham Jr. is doing what he needs to do.
He's doing enough.
He's doing what he's paid to do. You don't want. You're never gonna get New York Giants.
You're not
gonna
getting
get that
Odell.
back. And the Ravens are playing well. They blew out the Lions. That was a big win for them, and they're playing good football. Number one on everybody's list. If they're not on your list, you smoke crack. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're 10-1, 9-1.
10-1.
They're Super Bowl favorites, man. They're gonna
I
come
think
out.
the Niners are
They're
favorites.
gonna get the first round bye, and they're gonna come out the NFC.
But they're an underdog. The Eagles are an underdog at home this week. They're +3 at home. Come on.
I'm just saying it how I
They
see
say
it.
the Niners are the best. I agree.
I'm just saying it how I see it. I think Philly's the best team in football, and I don't think it's close.
We're about to find out. We're going to learn today.
It's gonna be a big game. But those are my top 5 teams of the week. The list is fluid from week to week. It'll change. Who knows who will pop up next? You just have to tune in next week and find out.
One thing, I'm just going to do a little quick college football preview this week. College football, big championship week. Tomorrow night, Oregon, Washington. I think the winner of that game, if Oregon wins, I think they get in. Washington wins. I think Washington in no matter what. It doesn't even matter. They'd be undefeated. I do think Oregon's going to beat them, and I do think Oregon is going to make the college football playoff. We have Georgia against Alabama. Big game. There could be a lot of chaos if Alabama beats Georgia in a
Then
close
it
game,
throws everything
because
off.
then you could definitely we could not
It
see an
throws
SEC
everything
team
off.
in this championship. It's a very possible scenario,
Yeah.
because if Alabama beats Georgia, they have lost to Texas at home. They have a terrible loss. They had some close wins against terrible teams.
They could never make the
I could
playoff.
see that Alabama could not get in that scenario if they beat Georgia. And a lot of people would say I'm an idiot, but if you go look at the scenario, you can say, well, they beat Georgia, but Texas beat Alabama, so is Texas better than Georgia? Texas could end up jumping them. But all for naught if Florida State loses Louisville, Florida State beats Louisville.
Lot of big games,
Florida
lot of big
State
implications.
will get in the college football playoff no matter what, because you're not keeping an undefeated team out of Power 5. Michigan's going to beat Iowa. The line of the week, buddy. Over, under, Iowa points total scored this week. What do you think that line is?
Over.
What? No. What do you think? Just Iowa points. What do you think they set the line at?
50.
No, not the total game. Just the Iowa alone scoring points.
Oh, in the 30s, probably.
You think Iowa's going to score 30 points? Iowa scored 30 points all year.
Oh, damn.
The over/under on Iowa total points, 6.5, and I would take the under.
Who were they playing?
Play Michigan. However,
Oh, that's over.
But-
I don't know much about college
we're
football.
taking 6.5. I'm taking under 6.5. I don't think Iowa scores or even comes close to scoring. Iowa's had 2 games this year. They've had a 26.5 under total. It was under. They had a 24.5 total. It also went under. Iowa, lock it in. Doesn't score over 6.5 points.
That's tough.
So I think at the end of the day, I still think Georgia beats Alabama. So I'm taking Georgia as number 1. I'm going to take Michigan at number 2. I actually believe if Oregon and Florida State win, Oregon will jump Florida State, and then Oregon will play Michigan. Florida State will play Georgia, because I think Florida State will still be the 4 seed.
That's big.
I promise you, everyone in college football is hoping Florida State loses. There is no getting around it. They do not want Florida State in because they don't have Jordan Travis.
Yeah,
But
Rodemaker.
at the end of the day, like, I just think they win. I think they get in. I think they piss everyone off. Whatever. I'm okay with it. I'm a fan. I like them. I don't even think that we have a chance, but I do think we have the right to deserve to see if we do have a chance. So that moving forward, that's my quick college football preview. That's about all I have at the moment for the college football.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else.
A little sauce off the field.
Your
Dallas
boy.
PD issued an official arrest warrant for Von Miller. He has allegedly assaulted his pregnant girlfriend, and this will be his second time in the news. Second time in the news for those allegations. The first time, the mother of his child leaked text messages that he told her to abort the baby, that he would pay her whatever she wants. So, Von Miller, as you've probably heard from your agent, your friends, your family, your head coach, your teammates, you're a professional football player. Leave these women alone, okay? They're only going to get you.
They want your money.
They're only going to get your money, and they're going to land you in a jail cell. And if you think, well, I'm too big for a jail cell, right? Like, I'm a marquee name in the NFL. That's awesome.
Not anymore, you're not. You're
There's-
34 and on the back end of your
Not
league.
to mention, buddy, you're recovering from that knee injury, man. So you're getting better every week, but, like, have some common sense.
What about Lawrence Taylor? Lawrence Taylor did some stupid things and like got arrested, was messing with little girls and all kinds of stuff.
Be smart, Von Miller. Like I said, this is not the first time you heard it, and you have a problem, man. You got to leave these women alone, and you need to take some time for yourself. Focus on football. It only takes away from your team.
I don't understand these guys sometimes because like in this league, like all you got to do is basically play for 10 years and then you're like set for life. You basically have to work for 10 years without doing anything stupid.
And you get health care forever.
Yeah, healthcare, you get a pension. I know if you're 3 years in the league, you get a pension just for staying 3 years.
And
We actually know a guy.
And I understand, right? Like, I don't know what your vices are. I don't know what your needs are. Be discreet. Be
We're working
discreet.
on it.
just be discreet, man. You don't have to do much. You'll be all right.
Von Miller aggravated assault.
Yeah, he assaulted his child's mother. She's pregnant. Yeah, again. That's what I'm saying. Again.
It was in Denver.
You got problems, man.
So he's going to jail
Again.
Maybe
his knee will get better.
Yeah.
think they're above the law.
That's
They
the
all
only
think they're
thing.
above the
See, the
law,
other
man.
kid, though, he on Facebook posing with a 17-year-old. She was 16.
Oh yeah, Josh Giddey.
They're looking for you guys. I'm just telling you in the league.
Yeah.
I know you're young. I know you're dumb. but
OKC
they-
declined to
they
comment
looking
on
for
it.
you.
They declined to comment. They haven't said anything about it. It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's wild
How
stuff. We got.
work with me and you?
What you mean?
How long it took him to pick us up?
Oh, long time.
I definitely wouldn't be out.
But yeah, like our friend there said, listen, man, stay away from situations that are only gonna cause problems to you and your family and your money and your net worth. And you're in the public eye. Anything you do is gonna pop up on TMZ. And at this point, in this day and age, social media exists, man. You're only gonna get in trouble.
TMZ wants it all.
Yeah, Ryan.
They'll pay you
listen,
whatever they want for that.
Ryan Shazier, your wife helped you off that field. You couldn't feel your legs. You couldn't walk. You had to learn to walk again.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And she was by your side the whole time. Break out every tiny violin you got. And what did he do? His wife just posted on Instagram that he's actually got caught cheating.
It just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, she was sending him pictures. So for the sauce off the field, get your act together. It only takes away from your team and their playoff push. Von Miller, I can't say I wish you the best, man. Just get your act together. That's it for me, though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
That's all I got.
You know, I got a couple things coming on that just like, you know, I don't understand what their philosophy is of like, it's like gotta be a mental thing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm above the law. I got all the money. No one's going to get involved with me. But when you have more money, more people want to get involved with you. More people want to bring you down. Like, that's what people want.
You better take a page out of P. Diddy book, right? Like P. Diddy was facing...
I look at Justin Blackman all the time, and he just couldn't stay off the
could
bottle.
never get it together.
He couldn't stay off the bottle, and he just did a lot of stupid things. And it's like, if I was ever in that position, like, I want to say that I would do the right things, but like, how do I ever know if I'm, you know what I mean? When I was young, I would say, like, now I get it. I know what everybody's about, and I know what, you know,
and
the
not
world
to
is
mention,
becoming more
not to
hungry.
mention, it's an insult. And I'm going to say this, I'll leave it alone. But it's an insult, and it's a slap in the face of every NFL player that battled from something, that fought through something, that worked hard to get out of their situations, because they worked hard to get out of it, and now you're getting back into it. It's counterproductive. There's just no room for it in the league. Von Miller, clean your act up, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm ready as we're putting things together. And
Also, I'm gonna have a trivia question once I get it all edited and everything. I might just put it in before we go. A trivia question. If you answer it correctly, we're gonna give out some tournament bucks.
Tournament bucks.
I
going
guess
in
just
hot.
first correct answer. If you're a resident of Jacksonville, it works out better because you can use them at one of our 3 participating locations: Jacksonville, the beautiful St. Augustine, and our Orange Park location. So I will put a trivia question in the chat. If you answer it correctly, we'll give you a $50 tournament.
You got a $50 tournament vouchers coming in. We're about to start giving all these things away. Like I said, we're trying to get like 10 episodes deep and get a couple people watching and getting all these things going and then giving these things away as we go. So, like I said, we'll do it live next week, and you put the trivia question in today, and then we'll go from there and see how well it does. And I think we should be all right moving forward.
Cool. Episode 7, I believe, and that's gonna do it for me. I'll see you guys next week. I'm really interested to watch the games and report back to you guys next week. Tyler?
Yep, I'm ready to go. I'll see you guys. I'm looking for college football, and I'm ready for the NFL this week. So talk to you guys later, and we'll finish this up.